Adam Carter stood at the viewport, watching as the transport ship approached Galactic University. The massive structure floated in space, a web of connected domes and cylinders glowing against the blackness. Adam felt his heart beat faster. He was one of 10 human students chosen as the first representatives of Earth to attend the most prestigious learning center in the known galaxy. Quite a sight, isn't it? Olivia Ward joined him at the window. Her dark hair was pulled back in a practical ponytail, and she carried a sealed container marked with biohazard symbols. "I still can't believe we're here," Adam said. "First humans, to study alongside aliens." "First official humans," Olivia corrected with a smile. "We know there have been observations for centuries." A voice came over the speaker system. "Human delegation, prepare for docking. Please gather your approved belongings and proceed to the main airlock." The small group of human students gathered their things. Olivia checked the secure locks on her specimen containers one more time. As an arachnologist, she had special permission to bring select spider specimens for her research. "All secured?" Adam asked, eyeing the containers nervously. "Triple sealed and shockproof," Olivia assured him. "The Sydney funnel web is not getting out, I promise." "I still don't understand why you needed to bring one of the deadliest spiders on Earth. Because its venom has unique properties. Could lead to new medicines. Besides, this is a cultural exchange. These are part of Earth's biology." The ship docked with a gentle bump. When the airlock doors opened, the humans were met by a delegation of various alien species. In front stood a tall, blue-skinned humanoid with 4 arms. "Welcome to Galactic University. I am Dean Zaltor," the blue alien said in perfect English. "We are honored to host the first human exchange program." As they walked through the vast hallways, Adam noticed many alien students stopping to stare at them. Some looked curious, others seemed wary, and a few appeared openly disgusted. "Why are they looking at us like that?" Adam whispered to Olivia. "We're new. Different," she replied. "Some species probably think we're primitive." Their tour led them to the central hub, a massive dome where students from hundreds of planets mingled. The space buzzed with activity and strange sounds. Creatures of all shapes, sizes, and colors moved about, some flying above, others slithering below. "These are your quarters," Dean Zaltor said, indicating a section of the living area. "Customized for human comfort. The environmental controls match Earth's standard atmosphere and gravity." "When do classes start?" Adam asked. "Tomorrow. You have today to settle in. Your schedules have been transmitted to your university devices." After the Dean left, the humans began unpacking. Olivia immediately set up her small laboratory in the corner of her room, carefully placing her spider habitats in a secure cabinet. They had just finished unpacking when a loud bang came at their common area door. Adam opened it to find a group of large reptilian aliens with rough gray skin that looked like stone. The tallest one, standing nearly 8 feet high, pushed past Adam into the room. "So these are the humans," the alien said, his voice deep and gravelly. "Smaller than I imagined." "Can I help you?" Adam asked, trying to sound confident. "I am Vortek, top warrior student of the Kraxthul. We came to see what Earth sends to compete in the great tournament." "Tournament?" Adam hadn't heard about any tournament, the interspecies combat exhibition. Another Kraxthul explained. "Each new species demonstrates their fighting abilities." Vortek walked around Adam, examining him. No claws, no scales, no natural armor. He poked Adam's arm with a thick finger. "Soft. How do you survive on your world?" "We manage," Adam said, moving away from the prodding finger. "Your species controls no planets beyond your own. Your technology is basic, yet somehow you are invited. Here." Vortek's tone made it clear he found this decision questionable. Olivia stepped forward. "We may surprise you. Earth has much to offer in terms of biodiversity and scientific knowledge." Vortek laughed, a sound like rocks grinding together. "Knowledge without strength is useless in the galaxy, little female. What happens when you meet the Gorvan Horde or the Mind-Eaters of Sector 6? Will you defeat them with your knowledge?" "We're here to learn, not to fight," Adam said. "All species must know how to defend themselves." Vortek flexed his massive arms. The skin hardened visibly, turning from gray to metallic silver. The Kraxthul can harden our skin to withstand energy weapons. What can humans do? We adapt, Olivia said simply. Adapting is what prey does, another Kraxthul commented, causing the others to laugh. Their mockery was interrupted when a small, six-eyed alien with green skin rushed into the room. Vortek, fighting in the living quarters is forbidden. You know the rules. Vortek stepped back. We were not fighting, Grek, merely introducing ourselves. The small green alien, Grek, turned to the humans. I apologize for their behavior. The Kraxthul value physical prowess above all else. It's fine, Adam said, though it wasn't. After the Kraxthul left, Grek remained. I am from Valeria. I study xenobiology. I was hoping to speak with you about Earth species. That's my specialty, Olivia said, brightening. I'm researching arachnids. What? Are arachnids? Grek asked, his six eyes blinking independently of each other. Eight-legged creatures, spiders, scorpions, ticks. I brought some specimens. I would love to see them, Grek said enthusiastically. Later that evening, the humans gathered in their common area. The dean had sent word of an orientation ceremony tomorrow, followed by the announcement of the tournament teams. Did you know about this combat exhibition? Olivia asked Adam. No, but it explains why they selected me. I have martial arts training. Another human student, Kyle Bishop, spoke up. I heard it's a big deal here. Each species demonstrates their fighting techniques. It's not just combat, but a cultural showcase. The Kraxthul seem very focused on it, Adam noted. They come from a high-gravity world with extreme environmental challenges, said Leah Dawson, who had studied alien cultures before coming. Their entire society values physical strength and durability. They see other qualities as secondary. Well, they're going to be disappointed by humans then, Adam said. We're not winning any strength contests against species like that. Don't sell us short, Olivia replied. Humans have survived on a world filled with dangers. Just because we don't have natural armor doesn't mean we're weak. As if to emphasize her point, one of her specimen containers rattled slightly. Inside, barely visible, a tiny Sydney funnel web spider moved about its enclosure. One of the deadliest creatures on Earth, yet small enough to hide under a coin. I hope you're right, Adam said, watching the tiny spider with unease. Because I think we have a lot to prove here. Outside their window, the stars of an unfamiliar sector of space twinkled. Somewhere among them was Earth, seeming insignificant in the vastness of the galaxy. Yet as Adam would soon learn, coming from Earth had prepared humans for the universe in ways other species could not imagine. The next morning, the human students filed into their first xenobiology class. The lecture hall was filled with students from across the galaxy, their bodies ranging from nearly human-like to completely alien. Professor Zilthar, a tall being, with translucent skin through which glowing organs could be seen, stood at the front of the room. Today, we begin a special project, the professor announced. You will study the defense mechanisms of different species. This knowledge is critical to understanding evolutionary paths across our galaxy. The professor assigned students to mixed groups. Olivia found herself paired with Grek, the six-eyed Valerian they had met yesterday, and a new alien named Prixia, who belonged to a species called the Quarian. Prixia had silver skin that reflected light like a mirror and moved with unusual grace. I am most interested in Earth biology, Grek said as they gathered after class. Would it be possible to see your specimens now? Sure, Olivia said, but there are safety protocols we need to follow. They went to Olivia's room where her small lab was set up. Adam came along, still wary of the spiders being shown to aliens who might not understand their danger. These are jumping spiders, Olivia explained, showing them a habitat containing small active spiders. Harmless to humans, and these are orb weavers known for their impressive webs. They are so tiny, Prixia said, her voice musical and light. On my world, the smallest creatures are the most poisonous. Is it the same on Earth? Sometimes, Olivia said. She moved to a secure cabinet and entered a code. This contains my most dangerous specimen, the Sydney funnel web spider. She carefully removed a sealed container. Inside was a glossy black spider about the size of a quarter. This is one of the deadliest spiders on Earth, she explained. Its venom can kill a human in hours without treatment. Greg leaned in close, all 6 eyes focused intently. Fascinating, but surely such a small creature cannot be truly dangerous to larger life forms. Size doesn't always matter with toxins, Olivia said. This venom attacks the nervous system. So, Greg moved to get a closer look. His elbow bumped the table. The secure container slid toward the edge. Adam lunged forward and caught it before it could fall, his heart racing. Careful, he snapped. These containers are secure, but we don't take chances. You seem genuinely afraid, Prixia observed, her silver face showing no expression but her tone curious. Is your species really so vulnerable to such a small creature? Yes, Adam said firmly. That's why we respect them. Greg seemed confused. But you are the dominant species on your planet. How can you fear something so small? We've learned to be cautious, Olivia explained. Earth has many dangerous creatures. Our survival has depended on recognizing threats regardless of size. Prixia touched the container with a slender finger. May I scan it? I am curious about this venom. Olivia nodded and Prixia pulled out a small device. She passed it over the container and holographic data appeared above it. Interesting chemical structure, Prixia said. But my analysis suggests it would have minimal effect on Quarian physiology. Our nervous system works differently. Same. For Valerians, Greg added after looking at the scan. Our multiple nerve clusters would prevent total system failure. Adam exchanged glances with Olivia. The aliens didn't seem to understand the point. That's the thing about evolution, Olivia said. Species develop toxins that work against their natural predators and competitors. This spider evolved on Earth to affect Earth creatures. Then perhaps humans are not well evolved if tiny creatures can kill you, Greg said. Not unkindly, but matter-of-factly. Word spread quickly about the deadly Earth spiders that the humans feared. By lunchtime in the great dining hall, several alien students approached their table. Is it true your species can be killed by creatures smaller than a digit? Asked a floating jellyfish-like alien. Pathetic, a voice boomed from behind them. Vortek and his Crackstool friends had arrived. On our world, we eat venomous creatures for their strength. Different biology, different dangers, Adam said, trying to remain calm. Vortek laughed. The tournament approaches, human. What will you bring to battle? Will you hide behind your tiny killers? The tournament isn't about battle. It's about demonstration, Adam corrected. For the Crackstool, they are the same. Vortek pounded his chest, which made a sound like striking stone. Our youngest can defeat your strongest warrior. Maybe, Adam admitted. But strength isn't everything. Spoken like the weak, another, Crackstool said. Their taunting was interrupted by an announcement over the university's communication system. Attention students. Tournament team rosters are now posted. All participants report to Training Dome 7 for preliminary assessments. Adam and his fellow humans made their way to the training dome. It was a massive space with various terrains and obstacles. Screens showed the team assignments. Adam saw his name listed under Earth representatives, along with Kyle Bishop and 2 other humans. Look who we face in the first round, Kyle said, pointing. The Crackstool team was led by Vortek. The match was scheduled for 3 days later. Back in the human quarters that evening, Olivia found Adam practicing martial arts moves in the common area. You can't beat them at their own game, she said gently. I know, Adam sighed. They're literally made of living stone when they activate their defense mechanism. But I can't just give up. Olivia sat down beside him. Today in the lab, I noticed something interesting. Greg and Prixia both dismissed the spider venom as harmless to them. So they assumed what affects us won't affect them. That might be true or it might not. Different biologies react differently to toxins. What are you suggesting? Nothing specific, Olivia said. But don't let them convince you that humans are weak just because we're vulnerable to different things. They might have vulnerabilities we don't. Later that night, Greg returned to Olivia's lab with several other alien students. They were all curious about Earth's deadly creatures. "I brought my examination kit," Greg said excitedly. "With your permission, I would like to take readings of all your specimens for my xenobiology project." As Olivia carefully showed them each spider habitat, she noticed how the aliens became less impressed with each one. "Your planet must be very safe if these are your most dangerous creatures," said a tall, insect-like alien. "Actually, Earth is full of dangers," Olivia explained. "We've just learned to adapt and overcome them. The Kraxthul say humans are soft and weak," Greg mentioned. "But perhaps there is strength in surviving alongside such deadly small things." Olivia smiled. Perhaps not all the aliens shared Vortek's view of humans. Across the university in the training dome, Adam watched recordings of previous tournaments. He noticed that while the Kraxthul were incredibly strong, they moved relatively slowly. An idea began to form in his mind. Perhaps humans couldn't match alien strength, but they had other advantages. As the lights dimmed for night cycle, Adam looked out at the stars again. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, but he was starting to understand that humanity's place in the galaxy might not depend on brute strength after all. The day before the tournament, tension filled the halls of Galactic University. Students from all species gathered in small groups, discussing the upcoming matches. The Kraxthul walked with their heads held high, their stone-like skin gleaming under the lights. Adam was in the training dome practicing with Kyle and the other human team members when Vortek entered with his followers. The large alien marched directly to where the humans were training. "We came to see what Earth techniques we will crush tomorrow," Vortek announced loudly. Several other alien students stopped their own practice to watch. Adam continued his exercises, trying to ignore the interruption. He was demonstrating a series of quick kicks and punches to Kyle. "Your movements are fast," Vortek admitted. "But speed means nothing without power." "Different species, different fighting styles," Adam replied calmly. A younger human student named Sam was practicing nearby. He was the newest addition to their group and still adjusting to life at the university. Vortek noticed Sam struggling with a movement and laughed. "This one can barely stand properly," Vortek said. He walked over to Sam. "Perhaps humans send their weakest as representatives." "Leave him alone," Adam said, stepping between them. "He's learning." "Learning to be weak," Vortek retorted. He reached out with one massive arm and pushed Adam aside effortlessly. Adam stumbled back several feet from the force. "Stop this," Kyle said, moving forward. "The tournament rules forbid fighting outside the competition." Vortek ignored him and turned to the gathering crowd. "See how easily they fall. Tomorrow will not be a contest but a demonstration of proper galactic hierarchy." Adam felt anger rising but kept his composure. Getting into a physical confrontation now would only prove Vortek's point about human weakness. "If you're so confident, why the need to prove yourself now?" Adam asked loudly enough for everyone to hear. "Unless you're worried about something?" Vortek's eyes narrowed. "Worried about fragile humans? What could your species possibly do that would concern the Kraxthul?" "You seem very focused on physical strength," Adam observed. "But there are other kinds of strength, other ways to fight." "Words of the powerless," Vortek scoffed. "Bring your strongest weapons tomorrow. Bring your deadliest skills. The result will be the same." As Vortek turned to leave, Adam called after him. "You mock Earth creatures for being small but deadly. You laugh at our caution around them. Perhaps that caution is what has kept our species alive." Vortek stopped and turned back. "A challenge, human? You think your planet's tiny killers could harm a Kraxthul warrior?" The room grew quiet. Adam hadn't meant to issue a challenge, but now all eyes were on him. "I'm saying that dismissing something as harmless because of its size shows ignorance, not strength," Adam replied carefully. Greg pushed through the crowd, his 6 eyes blinking rapidly. "This is fascinating. A perfect topic for comparative biology." "What are you suggesting, Valerian?" Vortek demanded. "A scientific demonstration," Greg said excitedly. "Instead of just combat in the tournament, we could compare species' natural defenses and vulnerabilities. A test of relative resilience." Other students began nodding and talking among themselves. The idea was spreading quickly. The Kraxthul fear no poison or venom in the galaxy, Vortek declared proudly. We have evolved beyond such weaknesses. Prixia stepped forward, her silver skin reflecting the lights. The university charter encourages scientific exchange. I propose we formalize this as an educational event before the tournament. Controlled exposure to different species' biological materials to study comparative immunity. This is getting out of hand, Olivia whispered to Adam. They don't understand how dangerous this could be. I know, Adam whispered back. But look at them. For the first time, they're taking humans seriously. Dean Zaltor arrived, drawn by the gathering crowd. After hearing the proposal, the dean looked thoughtful. Such a demonstration would have significant educational value, the dean said. But safety protocols must be strictly followed. No lethal doses, only scientific sampling with medical supervision. The Kraxthul agree to this challenge, Vortek declared. I will represent my species. All eyes turned to the humans. Adam looked at Olivia, who seemed deeply troubled. I don't think this is wise, Olivia said. Earth toxins evolved specifically for Earth biology. Cross-species reactions are unpredictable. Afraid your deadly creatures will be revealed as harmless, Vortek taunted. No, Olivia said firmly. Afraid they won't be. After the crowd dispersed, the human students gathered in their quarters for an emergency meeting. Dr. Nathan Perry, the human xenobiologist who had accompanied them to the university, listened to their account with growing concern. This is precisely the kind of incident we were warned to avoid, Dr. Perry said. Demonstrations of Earth's hazardous materials without proper research could be dangerous for all involved. But backing down now will only reinforce their belief that humans are weak, Kyle argued. And going forward might seriously harm someone, Olivia countered. My research spiders are not toys for showing off. Adam paced the room. What if we do it under strict controls? Minimal exposure, full medical team standing by? Dr. Perry sighed. I'll speak with the university medical staff. If they agree to proper protocols, we might consider a limited demonstration. But I want to be absolutely clear. The safety of all species comes first. Later that evening, Olivia carefully examined her spider specimens. The Sydney funnel web spider moved slowly in its habitat, its black body gleaming under the light. Never meant for you to become part of a galactic competition, she told the spider softly. Greg appeared at her door. May I enter? He asked politely. Olivia nodded and the six-eyed alien came in. I feel responsible for escalating the situation, Greg admitted. My species is naturally curious, sometimes to a fault. It's not entirely your fault, Olivia said. The Kraxthul have been pushing for this kind of confrontation since we arrived. Greg moved closer to examine the spider habitat. Is it true what you said? That this tiny creature could be dangerous even to other species? Honestly, I don't know, Olivia replied. No one does, that's the problem. On Earth, we learned painful lessons about our vulnerable places in the ecosystem. Some lessons cost lives. The Kraxthul believe they have no vulnerable places. Greg said. Everyone has vulnerable places, Olivia responded. The wise species know where theirs are. As the night cycle began, news of the upcoming demonstration spread throughout the university. What had started as a simple tournament had now become something much more significant, a test of different evolutionary paths and the strengths they created. In his quarters, Vortek prepared for tomorrow with his team, confident in the natural advantages that had made the Kraxthul feared throughout their sector of space. He had no idea that the greatest challenge to his species' pride would come from a creature smaller than his smallest finger. The morning of the demonstration arrived. The university's main amphitheater had been converted into a scientific showcase. Tiered seating surrounded a central stage where medical equipment and monitoring devices had been set up. Students from all species filled the seats, buzzing with excitement and curiosity. Dr. Perry stood with the human students behind the stage, giving final instructions. The university medical team has approved a strictly controlled protocol, he explained. Each species will present information about their natural toxins. Volunteers will be tested with extremely diluted samples under constant medical supervision. I still don't like this, Olivia said. She held a small, sealed container. Inside was a tiny amount of Sydney funnel web spider venom, heavily diluted for research purposes. None of us do, Dr. Perry agreed. But the dean feels this is an important educational opportunity. And frankly, after the Crax-Thule behavior, the other species need to understand that humans aren't as vulnerable as they think. Adam looked out at the gathering crowd. Will this really change anything? The Crax-Thule will still be physically stronger than us. This isn't about being stronger, Dr. Perry said. It's about mutual respect. Different evolutionary paths create different kinds of resilience. That's the real lesson here. The demonstration began with Dean Zaltor explaining the scientific purpose of the event. One by one, representatives from different species came forward to present information about their world's natural toxins and defenses. The Valerians demonstrated their ability to withstand radiation levels that would kill most species. The Quarians showed how their silver skin repelled most acids. A large plant-like species demonstrated their natural chemical defenses that could cause temporary paralysis in many life forms. For each presentation, medical staff carefully tested extremely small amounts on volunteers from different species, documenting the varied reactions. Some showed complete immunity, others mild discomfort. The medical team immediately neutralized any negative reactions. Finally, it was Earth's turn. Dr. Perry stepped forward with Olivia. Earth is home to thousands of venomous and poisonous species, Dr. Perry began. Many are small and might seem harmless, but they have evolved highly effective toxins. Olivia activated a display showing images of various Earth creatures. These include snakes, spiders, jellyfish, and even tiny frogs. Some carry enough toxin to kill multiple humans within minutes. Murmurs spread through the audience. On the screen, images of the Sydney funnel web spider appeared magnified to show its fangs. This particular spider is one of the most venomous on Earth, Olivia explained. Its venom attacks the nervous system, causing severe pain, muscle spasms, difficulty breathing, and without treatment, death. Vortex stood from his front row seat. Yet this tiny thing concerns your species? The Crax-Thule would simply crush it. Size isn't everything, Olivia replied calmly. The venom is what makes it dangerous, not the spider itself. Words to comfort the weak, Vortex said dismissively. Let us proceed with the test. I volunteer to prove the superiority of Crax-Thule biology. The head of the medical team, a tall, multi-limbed alien with specialized sensory organs, stepped forward. According to our protocols, we will use a highly diluted sample, less than 1/10 of what would be considered dangerous to a human. Such caution is unnecessary for a Crax-Thule warrior, Vortex boasted. But proceed with your safety measures if it makes you feel better. Vortex sat in the testing chair while medical monitors were attached to his stone-like skin. The lead medical officer prepared the sample from Olivia's container, diluting it even further. This is approximately 1/20th of what would cause minor symptoms in a human, the medical officer announced. We will apply it to a small patch of skin and monitor for any reaction. Adam watched nervously from the side of the stage. He caught Olivia's eye and she looked equally concerned. The medical officer applied the tiny amount of diluted venom to a patch on Vortex's arm where the skin appeared softer. For a moment, nothing happened. Vortex smiled confidently at the crowd. As expected, your earth venom is... Vortex suddenly stopped mid-sentence. His eyes widened. The monitoring equipment began to emit warning sounds. The medical team rushed forward as Vortex's gray skin began to change color, turning a sickly pale blue. What's happening? Dean Zaltor demanded. He's having a severe reaction, the lead medical officer reported, checking the monitors. The venom is affecting his nervous system in an unexpected way. Vortex tried to stand but collapsed back into the chair. His body began to tremble, and the stone-like quality of his skin seemed to be fading. How is this possible? Another Crax-Thule. Student shouted. Our skin repels most toxins. Dr. Perry rushed to help the medical team. The venom must be bypassing his natural defenses. It's attacking his nervous system directly. But it's so diluted, Olivia said, horrified by what was happening. Different biology, different reactions, Dr. Perry said grimly. The Kraxthul nervous system must be particularly vulnerable to this specific toxin. The medical team worked frantically, injecting Vortek with various compounds to counteract the venom. The Kraxthul warrior's breathing had become labored, and his usually powerful limbs hung limply. "We need to synthesize an anti-venom," Dr. Perry told the alien medical team. "On Earth, we create it by using antibodies produced in other animals. Our medical synthesizers can replicate the process if we have the molecular structure," the lead medical officer said. Olivia quickly provided the information from her research data. The medical team rushed Vortek to the university's medical center, with Dr. Perry and the lead medical officer working together on the emergency treatment. The amphitheater erupted in chaos. Students were talking loudly, some frightened, others fascinated by what they had witnessed. The Kraxthul students stood in shocked silence, their confidence visibly shaken. Adam found Olivia standing alone, staring at the empty stage. "This isn't your fault," he told her gently. "I warned them it could be dangerous," she said. "But I never imagined it would affect him like that. The venom was so diluted." "No one could have predicted this," Adam said. "No one has ever tested Earth toxins on Kraxthul biology before." Greg approached them, his 6 eyes blinking rapidly in what seemed to be agitation. "The university is in uproar. No one expected the strongest species to fall to the tiniest creature." "Is he going to be okay?" Olivia asked. "The medical team is hopeful," Greg replied. "They are working on the treatment now." As they left the amphitheater, Adam noticed how other students looked at the humans differently now. There was caution in their eyes and perhaps a new kind of respect. The species they had dismissed as weak had evolved alongside creatures whose venom could bring down even the mighty Kraxthul. "Everything has changed, hasn't it?" Adam said quietly. Olivia nodded. "For better or worse, they won't underestimate Earth or humans again." 3 days passed before Vortek was released from the medical center. During that time, the entire university had been abuzz with discussions about what had happened. The tournament had been postponed, and classes focused heavily on comparative biology and the unexpected dangers of cross-species exposure. Adam was exercising in the training dome when he received word that Vortek had recovered. He felt relief wash over him. Despite their differences, he had never wanted the Kraxthul student to be seriously harmed. "The anti-venom worked," Olivia told him as she entered the dome. Dr. Perry and the medical team modified Earth protocols to work with Kraxthul biology. "How is he?" Adam asked. "Weak but recovering. His hardened skin is returning to normal. The medical team says there should be no lasting damage." Adam nodded. "That's good news. And the tournament?" "Rescheduled for tomorrow with some changes," Olivia said. "The dean wants it to focus more on cultural exchange than competition." Later that day, the human students were surprised when Vortek appeared at their quarters. He looked thinner than before, his normally bright eyes somewhat dulled. Behind him stood several other Kraxthul students. "May we enter?" Vortek asked, his voice lacking its usual booming quality. Adam stepped aside, allowing the Kraxthul to enter the common area. An awkward silence filled the room. "I have come to speak with you before returning to training," Vortek finally said. "My people do not easily admit weakness, but I must acknowledge what happened." "There's no need," Adam began. But Vortek raised his hand. "There is need," the Kraxthul insisted. "I dismissed your warnings. I believed my species superior in all ways. I was wrong." Olivia stepped forward. "The reaction was stronger than anyone expected. Our worlds evolved separately with different dangers. What's harmless to one species can be deadly to another." Vortek nodded slowly. "A lesson the Kraxthul have now learned. Your tiny spider would have killed me without your earth medicine. This truth cannot be ignored." The other Kraxthul students looked uncomfortable but did not contradict their leader. "Our elders teach that true strength comes in recognizing weakness and adapting to overcome it," Vortek continued. "Humans have adapted to live alongside creatures that can kill with a single bite. This is its own kind of strength." We've had millions of years to learn how to survive on Earth, Adam said, just as your species learned to survive on your world. Vortek extended his arm, the skin still slightly discolored where the venom had been applied. The tournament begins tomorrow. The Kraxthul will compete, but with new understanding of our galactic neighbors. After the Kraxthul left, the human students gathered to discuss what had happened. Did you see that? Kyle asked, amazed. Actual respect from the Kraxthul. Near-death experiences have a way of changing perspectives, Dr. Perry said as he joined them. But this is about more than one incident. The university is already planning a new research initiative focused on Earth's biodiversity. Really? Olivia asked, surprised. Yes. Several species have expressed interest in studying Earth's evolutionary path, how a planet with relatively fragile dominant species produced such effective defensive mechanisms in its smaller life forms. The next day, the tournament began with a speech from Dean Zaltor about mutual respect and learning from different evolutionary paths. The competitive atmosphere had changed to one of curiosity and cultural exchange. When it was Earth's turn to demonstrate, Adam and his team showed techniques from various human martial arts. They emphasized speed, leverage, and strategy rather than raw strength. The audience watched with new interest, no longer dismissive of human abilities. Humans may not have natural armor or superior strength, Adam explained to the crowd. But we've developed fighting techniques that use an opponent's force against them, he demonstrated with Kyle, redirecting a punch and using the momentum to throw his much larger opponent. On Earth, smaller creatures often develop deadlier defenses, Adam continued. Humans learned this principle and applied it to our fighting styles. The Kraxthul team performed next. Their demonstration was impressive, showcasing their natural armor and strength. But something had changed in their presentation. There was less boasting, more emphasis on technique. After all teams had performed, the students gathered in the university's Great Hall for a celebration. Species that had barely acknowledged the humans before now approached them with questions about Earth. Greg found Olivia by the refreshment table. The university has approved my request to study Earth arachnids, he told her excitedly. With proper safety protocols, of course. That's wonderful, Olivia said. I'd be happy to help. And I have been asked to join the research team, Prixia added, her silver skin gleaming. My scanning abilities will help document the venom properties. Across the room, Adam noticed Vortek speaking with a group of students from various species. The Kraxthul was moving more slowly than before, still recovering, but his voice carried through the hall. Do not underestimate humans or their world, Vortek was saying. Their planet has forged them differently than ours. What seems like weakness may hide unexpected strength. Adam walked over to join them. Vortek acknowledged him with a nod that contained something new. Respect. I was telling them about Earth's dangerous creatures, Vortek explained. How your species survived by understanding dangers rather than simply overpowering them. Different worlds, different strengths, Adam said. Indeed, Vortek agreed. The Kraxthul have much to learn from humans, it seems. As the celebration continued, Dean Zaltor announced a new exchange program. More students from Earth would be welcomed at the university, and for the first time, students from other worlds would have the opportunity to visit Earth under carefully controlled conditions. Later that night, Adam stood at the same viewport where he had first seen the university just days ago. So much had changed since then. Penny for your thoughts, Olivia said, joining him. Just thinking about how quickly things changed, Adam replied. One small spider altered how an entire university sees humans. Size isn't everything, Olivia said with a smile. Humans have known that for a long time. Beyond the viewport, the stars stretched out in endless patterns. Somewhere among them was Earth, no longer seeming small or insignificant. Their home planet had taken its place in galactic awareness, respected not for dominating other worlds, but for the unique path its life had taken. And in her secure laboratory cabinet, the tiny Sydney funnel web spider moved quietly in its habitat, unaware of its role in changing galactic perceptions forever.